Well Gardens, situated at the bottom of Glastonbury Tor, in the southwest of England, is a recognized World Peace Garden, dedicated to providing a refuge for all in a troubled world. By providing a sanctuary for people of all faiths or none, it is an oasis of tranquility where visitors can come and feel nurtured by the healing vibrations so evident throughout the garden. There are many quiet spots for meditation, contemplation, and spiritual reflection. Thich Nhat Hanh says, "In Buddhism, we go beyond the concepts of creation and destruction, of birth and death. We also go beyond the concepts of self and non-self. We have seen, for example, that a flower cannot be by itself alone. The flower cannot be. It can only be. We must go back to what the Buddha said. This is because that is, and train ourselves to look at things in the light of interdependence. We can see the entire universe in a flower. We can see not only the entire universe, but also all our ancestors and our children in every cell of our body." From You Are Here by Thich Nhat Hanh, Shambhala Press, 2009. A gentle persistence. The exercises, practices, and suggestions in this book are only pointers on the way, of course. Being fully in the present moment is not easy. In fact, it takes a lot of focus and attention. Even Thich Nhat Hanh had to practice for decades to reach his current level of awareness. The word practice is the key. We have to recognize that we are, after all, human beings, and the present society in which we live is not set up to encourage us to dwell fully in the present. The past and the future hold far greater sway in the public and cultural imagination. We should relish and cherish those times when we do manage to lose ourselves in the immediacy of present moment consciousness, however brief. The more we practice, the more fluent we'll become at holding our attention on the here and now. With all the myriad distractions bombarding us on a daily basis, it's important not to be too hard on ourselves if we often fail to keep our concentration. If we beat ourselves up and think we can't do it, then we won't. A gentle persistence will win through in the end. The breath is like a bridge that links our body and mind. If you come back to your breathing, your body and your mind begin to come back together again. From You Are Here by Thich Nhat Hanh, Shambhala Press, 2009. The breath as an anchor. In meditation practice, the breath is often used to hold the mind steady. This is because the breath is, along with our heartbeat, a constant rhythm throughout our lives. Most of the time, we breathe quite unconsciously. Thank God, you might say. Imagine having to do it deliberately. Quite. The point about the breath is that it can be utilized by our minds as an anchor upon which to hook our attention. And we can do this not just when we're in sitting meditation, but also when we're involved in an activity such as walking, gardening, or doing any exercise. Whenever attention wanders, we learn to bring it calmly back to the breath. The mind is a tricky customer. It doesn't want to be tamed. It would much rather be free to zigzag here, there, and everywhere, and not be expected to stay concentrated on one thing at a time. Instructing the mind. The word discipline is not exactly a popular word these days, as it smacks of being forced to do something you'd rather not against your will. However, its root meaning is simply to instruct. So we have to instruct the mind to stay focused and not shoot off in all directions. The mind eventually learns that one-pointedness actually feels quite good, and then it starts to yield to the discipline, thus becoming easier to tame. The key to this process is patience. Gardening is a pastime that can give us a wealth of possibilities for mindfulness training.